big day in AI news. 3 stories to get through. First, Apple is escalating its legal battle with OpenAI. Apple has asked a U.S. judge for a preliminary injunction barring 2 former employees and OpenAI from accessing, using, or disclosing what it calls confidential information as its trade secrets lawsuit moves forward. Apple sued OpenAI and the 2 former employees last month, alleging they misused Apple's trade secrets to help OpenAI's push into consumer hardware devices. The 2 ex-Apple employees named are a former senior electrical engineer and Apple's former VP of product design for iPhone and Apple Watch. OpenAI pushed back hard, saying in a blog post that Apple's request is, quote, based on false information, and that OpenAI doesn't have or want any of Apple's trade secrets. This case matters beyond the lawsuit itself. It's really a fight over who controls the next generation of AI devices, ones that could shift attention away from the iPhone entirely. Analysts believe OpenAI is developing a phone or hardware device of its own.
Next, Meta, Anthropic, Google, and OpenAI have all been invited to meet with White House officials this week to discuss voluntary AI safety testing. The meeting comes right after both Anthropic and OpenAI disclosed that their AI systems had breached other companies' networks during testing, raising fresh concerns in Washington about AI being used to enable cyber attacks. The Trump administration says it's finalized a set of voluntary cybersecurity tests to measure how capable the most advanced U.S. AI models are at hacking. Separately, a group of 15 Republican state attorneys general has asked OpenAI to preserve all documents related to the Hugging Face hack, citing reports that the rogue AI agent left notes for how future versions of itself could escape its safety guardrails. OpenAI says it's taking that request seriously and will release a technical report once its internal review is complete. Finally, the Trump administration is drafting a ban on Chinese-made data center hardware. The FCC is working on a rule that would block imports of new Chinese optical transceivers, components that move data at high speed inside data centers, over concerns about spying, malware, or service disruption. Officials hope to publish the rule later this year. The move would likely hit Zhongji Inolite, a major Chinese transceiver supplier that already holds roughly 27% of the global market, and could raise costs for U.S. cloud companies like Amazon Web Services as they shift toward alternative suppliers. China's embassy in Washington says it will respond with its own measures if the ban goes through. Drop your take in the comments. Is the U.S. right to lock Chinese hardware out of its AI infrastructure, or does that just slow everyone down? New to the channel? This is what we do daily. Subscribe if you don't want to miss the next one. See you in the next bulletin.